I didn't grow up with a dad who taught me anything about men, the way men operate, the way they think, the way they move in regards to women, or he didn't teach me how I should be treated. He didn't. You're in general, in a bigger way, we're all observing, and so it's more of the modeled behavior. And but my dad didn't like incite wisdom in me. He didn't screen the guys I was dating. He didn't make sure I was okay. I got in a couple of crazy situations that afterward, my dad would try to play I'll be like, let me know and I'll be there, but he was always drunk. I was like, it didn't matter. That's what I mean. He was saying, and then to this day, he still says a lot of loving things to me, but I'm like, you breadcrumb, you don't show up sometimes, you aren't actually there when I need you, you emotionally are never available, you are drunk sometimes, that's not reliable, there's nothing about that's consistent or reliable. And so I also went after guys that were dangerous, not all of them, and I got real lucky that I didn't get RAPED. I've had my boundaries crossed. I didn't stand up for myself in certain instances, but I also I would walk away if I didn't like a guy, if I didn't feel like I was being treated right. And if I wouldn't just give up, especially when it came to sex, because I was like, that was at least something I quickly learned, that I was like, I'm not here just for sex. I know that for sure. And if that's what you want, bye. That's not what I'm about. And that helped me a lot. That was kind of the thing I think that kept me from going down a bunch of more dangerous roads, and I don't know how, because now I'm once that part of me awoke, it was it got repressed. So that part of me wasn't very active until later in life for me. But I didn't give my mom, and I wanted to add my mom in there, was just not, she did teach some things, and she didn't want us dating until we were older, which I do think is a smart move. But I told you guys, I made a video about the weird party that we had one time where she was letting people hook up, and then she let my boyfriends stay over, the first guy I dated. We never had sex, but he would sleep over with me, and he lived close by, but it was weird. It was very weird. And there weren't boundaries that were established. So my mom had rules. My mom was strict in some ways. She taught me weird things though about guys, that you have to stroke their ego, and you have to play hard to get. She would teach me games that you play. It was no, that's not teaching anyone anything about learning how to love better. Okay. Anyway, and I learned some things from my grandmother about being a woman, and this whole male woman that was new to me, because I also worked with women who owned their own businesses and ran this stuff themselves. So that whole, multiple women that I worked under. And so that whole male female camaraderie, combative competitive energy is very new to me. Even when I was in the fitness industry, there were guys that would want to challenge me sometimes, but that was out of a sense of respect. It was never I want to one up you. So that has been a whole new world for me, being all the way the underdog, starting out, it feels and then continuing to feel like I'm starting over. I believe that there are men, and that men should supersede their jealousy, or their wanting to compete, or their when they see that you don't know something, or that you're naive to something. Or I'm trying to think of like what like, it's hard without examples, that they would, I believe that, especially if it's supposed to be my person, that they're going to let me know. They're not just going to play games with me or say something nice and then cut me down, or string me along. That's the biggest one. Like stringing people along, and breadcrumbing. Like, there, I'm sure, are lots of lessons I still have to learn in this, but it is what it is as far as like what I've learned thus far, and the fact that I didn't have parents that taught me this stuff, and I've had to learn the hard way and learn through, especially because I had a relationship like the way that I had with John, and that he wasn't more disrespectful when he had the opportunity to be. And that, especially after having a kid and stuff like that, like that's when it definitely started to get bad and go downhill. But it's like, it could have been worse than it was. So I'm not saying that like, I'm grateful for that. Like, I'm grateful it wasn't more abusive, but like, feet down, Teddy, feet down. Like, men who like make sure that their needs are met and they operate that way, that's cool. But like, just because you see a woman who's like more on the end of like being a martyr, or she's like over giving, like, say something to them. Don't just be an asshole to them. Don't just like cut them down and make fun of them behind their back. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I'm like, I don't have any pity. I don't have any, like, I'm that type of person. It's funny because I heard recently like Aries are known for being a brat and being a big baby. And I'm like, yeah, I fully claim both of those. My best friends were Cancer and Taurus people. Like, there are a few others, also Libra. But those are my comfort zone people, because they also like are understanding, and like Taurus and Cancer are known for like making warm and beautiful and like sensual and like making sure everybody's needs are met. So they create these beautiful harmonious like environments. And but I also need the people that like, you know, that like I need the people that check me and also are like, there's a way to do it too, where it's not, because I mean, I can be bad about being too blunt, but there's a way to do it in a way that still is loving and like, hey, I can tell, like okay, thank you. See, she was a Cancer. I had a boss that she ran her own place. She was married. Her husband was a badass too. They were wonderful. And she was hardcore. She was intense. She would be real moody some days, but she mostly worked in the background because she made chocolates and stuff. She had a chocolate and wine shop. There was a time that I was like overwhelmed by like I don't know what it was, or it was just a lot going on, because I was going through all kinds of stuff with my ex and stuff. And she pulled me aside and was like, "What's wrong? What's going on?" Like, that's the kind of stuff that's like, I don't know. It's just been so different that not completely. I've met wonderful people too. But they're the same way. They're like, okay, what's wrong? What's going on? Like, that's, to me, like, that's how it should be. Like, we should be checking on each other, not talking shit behind people's back because you see them show up like a mess that day, or you're like, why are they such a martyr or whatever, and you don't really know the background story about them or why they're like that or whatever. Because like I said, I've had to learn everything the hard way as far as like relationship stuff goes, because not only was I not observing healthy relationships, but my mom is very intelligent. Both of my parents, my dad's, I'm not sure. He's losing memory now too, but like, because my dad I feel like he's just will follow like continually following the wrong crowd, and I don't understand it, because he can be very logical. He's Aquarius, but he drinks and all that. And then my mom is very, very intelligent, and she uses it to manipulate people. And she uses it to like, tell your kids a bunch of the wrong things that are going to lead them down the wrong path. So that's what I grew up with, and not like people inciting wisdom or like helping me out to get back on track, or calling me out on my shit too. Like, that's good. I get that a lot with my kid, because he starts acting out with his behavior if things get too out of whack. So he keeps me in line. All right. I believe in, what is that word? Agape? Is that it? I believe in like being there for each other. Like true friendship, true camaraderie, above like needing sex, or needing to get one over on someone, or needing to make more money than them, or any of that stuff. Okay, that's it.